I'm Gigi.
And I'm Stevona.
I'm Silvia. And this is Dumbtired. Come spend the night. What if it just helps?
No, I don't want to wear out my face muscles from smiling too much. I want to save that for when we actually go into it.
Bitch, we're filming now. You could just be
But
happy.
he's not going to put that one in.
How do you know that? Maybe he will.
I know my best friend.
Oh, all of a sudden, bitch. Well, how far down is he? If Gigi's 15, I'm 18. This has been established.
I was like
Where
at
the
least
fuck is
like 12.
20?
He's 20? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then how are you going to call him best friend?
You know what's crazy is
just
getting
kidding.
off stage, having a great set. Stevona's a little drunk. She's all hyped. She's like, I'm so proud of you. You're really one of my best friends. And I was
Yeah.
like, one of them.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I have a lot, but you're one of them.
Yeah.
And then she started trying to figure out what number best
Yeah.
friend. She's like, probably like 12.
Yeah.
And then I looked at her and I was like, I'm further down than that, huh? She's like, yeah, well, I met Gigi first. And then
I do go by that. I do go by who I know first.
And then that's why she's like, and that's why Daisy's before Gigi. So I'm like, okay, so then Josh is way down there.
No, I'm just kidding. Josh is 19.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys became best friends at
Back
the
to
same
back?
time. Mm-hmm.
Okay, me first though?
You first though, and then him.
Okay,
Okay.
top 20, top 20.
Yeah, so if you
20.
guys want to work your way up, you guys have to hope that the rest of the people die.
Welcome to WatchMojo with Stevona's top 20 best friends.
We go down the list and we'll rank them as we do.
Should
Give
I
us your
make a
thoughts in the
list?
comments.
We should do an episode where I make a
Number
list.
20, Greg Bummer.
I haven't talked to him for a while, so he got knocked down a couple numbers.
Honorable mention, Greg Bummer.
If you would kick it with Greg spills some tea. Does he not, Josh? Josh kicks it with
I
Greg,
love
and he
that
was
that's
like,
what
Greg spills
consists
tea.
a friend for you. Like,
Secrets make friends.
And
Secrets.
enemies.
Secrets make friends. But it's fun to kiki with the girls, and I just like to have I just like to have.
Kiki with the guys that are the girls.
you like to kiki with the girls. I like to ka with the boys.
No.
Cut that out. Cut that
I
out.
like it.
Keep it in.
Keep it. It's funny because you would be the one to tell him to get rid of it. Stevona hates talking about poop. She hates talking about poop and acknowledging poop and farts.
Oh yeah, so let's bring it up.
You know who talks about farts and poops a lot?
Oh my
Brothers.
Yeah, like little brothers, younger
brothers.
siblings and
Ew,
shit.
yes.
Older siblings.
My brother used to just come fart in my room and then leave.
Used to go.
I'm sorry.
In that order.
Like at the same
Used to
time.
come, fart, and then just leave.
I heard it all at once. He used to.
You guys are
I heard it
gross.
as one action. He used to come fart.
That's disgusting.
So much. Oh god.
One time I came home from work and he told me he took a shit and he locked my dog in the bathroom with him.
On purpose.
I can know.
What did you, Sylvia and her cousin?
I did used to torture my cousins by locking them in the bathroom. I actually have
And
a
you would
really
go poop while they were in there?
Yes, I've told you guys this story. So the thing is,
That's got to be a form of
Ew.
essay.
my mom was very like that was our bonding time because my mom didn't have a lot of time with us. So whenever my mom was taking a shit, it was like me, my sister, and my brother. Whenever we needed to talk to her, we would just go hang out with her in the bathroom while she was like shitting. Mm-hmm. So we would all just like stand there and be like, "Yeah, well, we've got a field trip coming up, so we're gonna need money." And she's just like, "All right." So then me and my sister would go to the bathroom together whenever she had to pee or poop, and I'd just like be sitting there and talking to her while she's shitting. So then I thought that that's just what everybody did. So then every time I had to take a shit, I'd like grab my little cousins and be like, "I have to go to the bathroom, come with me." And they're like, "Please, Sylvia, no, to, please. So then they would like hide in the shower or in the tub while I was taking a shit, and I'd be like talking to them, and they'd be like, God, please, it smells so bad. We want to get out. And I'd be like,
imagine she did.
I'd be like, what are you guys not getting? This is how we bond.
Sylvia.
Imagine she did that to us. Like now
I'd love to.
They have to put out a missing poster for us. The way you be in there for too long, bro.
Okay. I have kind of a crazy story.
At the 7-Eleven.
Bitch, why are you always bringing up that story about your friend missing on that poster at 7-Eleven?
And she hates that I bring it up, dude. We be having a good time, and I be like, remember in 7th grade when you ran away? Like, and you were hiding from your parents in that one hotel?
Oh my God.
I do have kind of a wild story connected to this, but I'll make it as quick as I can. Okay, it is fart related. So I had made beans and chorizo, and I made way too much of it. So for like 4 or 5 days straight, I had been eating beans and chorizo for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And I was like farting real rank for a few days. Because, you know, beans, and musical fruit, the more you eat, the more you toot, you know?
For sure.
So I was sleeping on the couch, and we have the AC on in the living room, but it doesn't reach our bedroom. So we have a fan in the open doorway facing our bed. And Adam had come home from work, and he's sleeping on the bed. And my boyfriend works a night shift, so he's like exhausted. So when he goes to sleep, it's like the world could end. He wouldn't know. Like, he's a really hard sleeper, you know? So I'm like chilling, lay on the couch, and I was fully knocked out too. And I like, in my sleep, I felt my tummy hurt, and I was like, and then I farted so fucking hard and so loud, it woke me up, and I was like, oh my God. And it stunk to the point where like even I couldn't stand it.
Oh my God.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And all the stink went into the back of the fan that was facing the room. And it was filtered directly into Adam's face. And Adam was fully asleep. I mean, fully knocked the fuck out. I see him like, he went, oh. He like went back to sleep and turned around. But I saw him go, oh. And he turned around. I couldn't stop laughing. I told him when he woke up.
This is a fake story.
So real. It's so true. I could call Adam right now and he'd vouch for me. He was like, I don't remember that happening, but he was like, he was so disgusted in his sleep. It was so funny. Maybe it's just funny to me. That's the whole story.
Anyone care to continue the story?
I'm genuinely, I'm cracking up, but I'm Sylvia's losing it right now.
I can't get over it. I'm sorry.
We're wasting film.
It was so funny.
Film costs like $10,000. Huh, Josh?
This isn't the 1920s fucking Hollywood, bitch. It's a camera.
I wish I could have stayed like dry for that. Because how funny would it be just to her? I was with you for a bit there. It is very funny.
No, it's because you guys didn't see it. His face.
I would fucking burn the house down.
Oh my God.
But yeah, little brothers do shit like that.
Yeah. His little brothers and wives.
And yeah, wives, I guess.
Like, you're like a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I was just saying because it's like you've been girlfriend is what I should have said. Skip me, cut this out.
Domestic partnership, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to continue.
Well, did your brother ever fart in the car and put the windows up?
No.
My brother has such a sorry, Marcos. My brother has such a distinctive smell to his farts.
Yeah.
That every time his whole like I'm like, are you eating the same shit? Like the smell of his farts has been consistent his whole life. Like I have memories of smelling it as like a kid and being like, oh, like Marcos farted.
Ew.
And now as an adult, now that we're grown-ups, I could walk into a room that he like walked out of and I could smell it. I'd be like, oh my God, you fart in here. And he's just like, I'm sorry. To the point where I now he's a married fella and I'll like be kikiing with his wife and I'm like, hey, his farts are like fucking like foul, right? And she's just like, oh my God, the worst things I've ever smelled.
I know, why do they smell so rotten?
Yeah. I'm more like concerned and impressed with the fact that the smell has always been the same. I'm like, that boy could eat eggs, he could eat broccoli. Again, I'm so sorry, Marcos. He could eat broccoli, he could eat chicken, he could eat beef. He could like switch up his whole diet and his farts just the same foul, disgusting. So it's like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
It is just
Ew.
it's like the epitome of like a boy fart.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But yeah, no, he farts a lot for sure.
Do you fart a lot?
Me?
Yeah.
My brother used to hold a pillow over my head and suffocate me until I would like pass out. Then he would like lift me up.
Well, how much older is your brother?
13 years.
Damn. How old were you when he was doing that?
Like 3 probably?
And he was 16. That's crazy.
I don't know how
I'm
old
sorry,
I
he was
crazy.
He was holding a pillow over your face.
Yeah, he put the pillow over my head. So I'd be face down on the bed and then he'd hold a pillow over my head.
I don't know. I feel like that's an age where like you should know better already. Like it's not like, oh, the kid. It's like that fully convicted felon, you know?
That's an age where you look and you're like, oh, we should take him to see someone.
I used to sneak into my brother's room. Did you ever used to sneak into your older sibling's room? Or did you share? You shared a room,
I shared a
right?
room with my sister.
We always shared a room.
You guys shared a room.
We were really
You shared a
poor.
room with your brother?
Yeah.
Was that crazy?
We would, honestly, there was like a while where we would share a bed. It wasn't weird. We were just poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he's the epitome of like a brother. So it wasn't, we didn't have privacy, but we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even for a while we shared a bed, but if we weren't sharing a bed, then we were at the very least sharing a room.
Were you going
yeah.
through his stuff ever?
He didn't really have a lot of stuff. He was like a video game dude and a comic book guy. So I feel like, I don't know, it's not like he had like juicy stuff to like really go through. So not really.
I would go through my brother's.
But your brother was way older too. My brother's only a couple years older than me.
Yeah, my brother had a cool room because he had a black light and he had like navy blue walls, and then he would have like white towels or like white things around his room. So when he would turn the light off, like everything would be like glowing in the dark. So I would like always go in there because I'm like, ooh, like what's in here? And then I remember like I found weed and I was like playing with it, and I asked my grandma like, what is this? What is this? And she told me it was rat poison. But I knew. I knew something was up. And then one time I caught my brother smoking weed, and then I wrote about it on MySpace. And his fucking wife, someone on his wife's family side, saw it, told him, he told my mom, and then so my mom started going through like all of my MySpace, and she started seeing that I was like cussing online and all that, and she like beat my ass and whatever. Like, it was crazy. I'm still waiting for that girl to get revenge for telling on me. I'm just kidding.
Wait, so, okay, what's your relationship like with your brother then?
Now?
Yeah.
It's good because we're older. But I didn't really have much of a relationship with him because he like moved out at one point, and then he had a kid at like 24. So it was like, I felt like an only child for the most part because we don't have the same dad either. So yeah, but I feel bad because my mom like did the trial run on him, and I low-key got like the better life in a way, and I feel really bad about that because I know for a long time that's the reason why he would like we would argue a lot, or like we would get into fights all the time, is because I had a life that like he didn't have, and like I had like a dad around, I had somewhere to go, and like his dad was just like out there like living life and stuff like that. But I get along with his dad too. I like would sleep over their house all the time. I would go with his dad and his wife all the time and like stay there for a weekend. They would like cook me breakfast, and then my dad and my mom would come pick me up over there. So But yeah, I like that. I feel like I got the best of both worlds. Now I'm pretty close to my brother because like we like live in the same house and like we're with my mom all the time. And like as we get older, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really need my family. Like as you get older, I'm like, you really need your fucking family and like the people in your house, like if you like you were talking about like the apocalypse or something, like this would be the people who like would really fucking have me. Like the people right here, like my actual family and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'd be concerned for my family if the apocalypse was going on, you know? But we're all so far from each other now. Like, growing up, my brother's only 3 years older than me, and he's my only sibling. So, and we were very close. We would share rooms, we'd share beds, we spent our whole childhoods together. And so we both left home for college, like, the same summer. And I feel like when we first moved away, like, for the first time, we didn't talk to each other for, like, a long time. And it wasn't because like we had beef or we were mad at each other or anything. I think it was just the first time we had ever been like, it was a very amicable, but like we're going away and we just like started new chapters of our lives.
Because you guys were probably so used to being with each other 24/7.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like I was like sick of him or anything. I think it was just like the excitement of like, because it wasn't even him. I think we were both bad at keeping in touch with any of our family. I think we were just like, we were ready to leave. And so, for like the first couple years of like college, I remember it would take a while, but then I noticed like, hey, we don't really talk anymore, you know? And so even that was like a conversation eventually, maybe a couple years in, like, hey, we don't really, there's also just that understanding of like, oh, you're my brother, like you're my sibling. It'd be different if we had beef, but because we didn't, it was just, you know, we low-key fell off.
I think about that too. Like my mom talks about like my brother moving out. She's like, okay, I'm gonna use this room, I'm gonna use it. I'm like, I honestly really don't want him to like move out because I like seeing my nieces every day, and like I wonder like, oh my gosh, like is my brother, like how are we gonna keep that relationship for real? Like I'm gonna have to go to family parties in order to see him and something like that. Like I wish I had the sister where like I wish I had a sister where I could just like go over her house and be with her 24/7, because I do see sisters that are with each other 24/7 and they use each other's stuff and they sleep over each other's houses, and I'm like, damn, that's low key something that I wish I had. But I mean, I love my brother.
Honestly, yeah, I used to be really jealous of girls that had sisters.
Me too.
Because as much as I love my brother, I never had a sister, and there were some things growing up where I'm like, I don't want to talk to my brother about this. And I definitely also just the relationship I had with my mom at the time, you know, we didn't really, some things I'm like, I don't want to talk to my mom about this. And and I'm like, it would be so great to have a sister. And I have cousins that are like sisters to me, but we're also so like close, around the same age too, that sometimes I'm like, I need like if I had a sister that was maybe just like 3 to 5 years older than me, but you know.
And I had cousins that had older sisters, so I was like, I don't have anybody, you know. But like, I do wish that I had a sister that I was like close in age to, that I could just like be with 24/7. Because even for like holidays and stuff like that, or like family parties, like it would be cool to like have like a sibling close in your age that like, you know, with you, maybe you're in a relationship and then they're in a relationship too, like be fun like with like family vacations and stuff like that. But
yeah, or also even just having like, I would assume like an older, I don't know, like correct me if I'm wrong, because you have only older sisters
and an older brother.
Yeah, but I always like the idea of like having an older sister who could like help you get through like the confidence issues you go through as like a middle schooler, a high schooler, or someone to, you know, like give you that like sisterly advice. Because truly, like having an older brother, I'm gearing up for high school, and his advice is just like, I don't know, don't fucking talk to me. Like, I'm like, that's not really what I was looking for, but okay.
I think everybody's experiences are so unique, because now I can like say like wholeheartedly, like, I love my sister. Like me and her have recently, but I mean like recently, past few years, have started to get really, really close to each other.
Same.
Yeah. But like growing up, it was like a love triangle between like all my siblings are half siblings. I have 2 older sisters and an older brother, but my sister, my brother, and I grew up together the whole time because we have the same mom. And then my other older sister I found out about when I was like later in life, and that's from my dad. So we all have different dads. They probably have siblings that I don't even know about at all. So our relationship was like a love triangle. Like I loved my sister and I wanted to be around her and I wanted all of that. I wanted like the girlness and the friendship and the advice and the sharing stories and the
sharing clothes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think we could have shared clothes. She's a normal shaped person, and she's
Why do I feel like at one point you were normal and average shape?
No.
No,
Maybe like past 7, I was already like chubby.
Really?
Sylvia, you ever hear Sylvia's joke? I've been big since I've been little.
Yeah.
Oh,
The opening line. Yeah, my cousin used to talk shit to me because she said I stretched out her bathing suit, and I was like 6 years old. She was really mad.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's funny because I lived with my dad during the week, my dad and my grandma, and my grandma's house was like kind of a revolving door for people. So it's like we had different cousins living with us all the time. So when I say I shared a room and shared beds, that was until I literally moved out when I was 22. Like my whole life I shared my bedroom and most of the time my bed with my grandma, and the other bed that was in her room was like for my cousin Karina when she lived there initially, then my cousin Myra was there for a while, my cousin Lupa was there for a while. So it was like consistently always me there, but then a lot of the times me and another cousin, female cousin there, you know? I was the youngest of all of them regardless, but I would see my sister and my brother on the weekends because they lived with my mom. And everybody hated me for the most part. Nobody fucked with me. No one talked to me. And that was including my siblings. That was including my cousins. That was literally my parents. Mm-hmm. They didn't hate me, but they didn't like talk to me. Like they weren't like parents the way parents are, where they have conversations with you. My dad was very like, I'm providing for you. This is what you need. No like conversations unless it's like to discipline or like lecture me, you know? And my mom was like, she was always working and tired. So she would like shower me with love with like, kisses, but she never like asked me questions or asked me about like my day or my life or anything. And if it was like trying to get information about my dad, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm fucked up in a million ways. But with my siblings, it was like I wanted a sister so bad because I was watching like Disney Channel all the time, and I was like, I want like, you know, I want to be like Hannah Montana. I want to have like an older sister that I can talk to and all this shit. And she was just
Hannah Montana doesn't have an older sister.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I get it.
I want to be
like sister.
That's what I was gonna say. I wish I had a twin.
Yeah, I wish I had a twin. But it was like my cousin Karina would be a dick to me during the week at my grandma's house, and then my sister and my brother would be dicks to me on the weekends at my mom's house. And I wanted my sister. My sister hated me. My sister loved my brother. My brother hated her. My brother loved me, and I hated him. So it was like we all hated the person that loved us. You know?
Oh, there's something psychological.
Yeah, but then whenever like the one that we loved did us dirty, we would go to the one that loves us and be like, fuck them, right? And they'd be like, yeah, fuck them, right? So we would kind of like join up, and like I would do like I would do like weird random shit to like defend my sister from my brother all the time, even though my brother was like, he loved me so much. Like I remember this one time my brother got my sister in trouble for something, and my brother's attitude is very like type of attitude. Like he's that type of brother, you know? My sister's 4 years older than me. My brother's 6, so he's only 2 years older than my sister. I'm the youngest. I remember this one time he got my sister in trouble, and he had kind of his own room. It was technically like a walk-in closet, but they turned it into a room. And my sister was crying in her bed, and she had fallen asleep, and my mom was like in the backyard during like a family party or something. So I was really pissed off that he made my sister cry. And again, I was like trying to console her. I'm like, Natalie, I love you. And she's like, I fucking hate you. Don't talk to me. You know, but that was just like a constant. So I was like, what can I do to like make her feel good? So I grabbed a really big remote control, and my brother was asleep in his bed, and I threw it at his face, and his freaking nose started gushing blood. And I ran back to the room. Me and my sister each had a twin bed in my mom's big bed. And so I ran into the room, pretended to be asleep.
Oh my God.
And my brother's like, what the fuck? And he's like gushing blood out of his face. And then he goes and he calls my mom. mom, and he's like, Natalie fucking threw something in my nose. And then my sister wakes up. She's like, no, I didn't. I was asleep. I did it. And then he's like, yeah, she fucking did. Look what she did to me. My mom's like, Natalia. And then she starts beating the shit out of my sister. And my sister was like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was probably Sylvia. And I'm like, what?
Oh my
What
God.
happened?
I don't blame her. I would hate your ass too. Oh my God.
My sister got fucking whooped. She got her ass whooped. So I did get away with certain things.
Low-key, were you like, hey, yeah, bitch, got away with that?
Yeah, no, yeah. 'Cause I was like, huh? What do you mean? I was sleeping the whole time, you know? Yeah.
Dude,
So
you've always been a down-ass bitch.
Yeah, no, fuck with me and find out, you know? But,
Throw the remote up. I can imagine you just being like,
dude, I was so mad that he pissed off my sister, and I felt bad because then I went up to Natalie after, and I was like, I'm sorry, Natalie. I'm so sorry. I let you take to the phone. She's like, don't ever fucking talk to me ever again. You're dead to me. And I'm just like, okay.
Oh my God.
But then at one point, because we also lived with our aunt, and they lived in the front part of the house, my aunt bought another house, and my mom was able to take over the whole house bill. So then we moved to the front of the house. My brother had a real room. My sister and I shared a room, but because I was only there on the weekends, it's like she had her own room, and then she'd have to share it with me on the weekends. And during that time, my sister was in high school. I was like middle school, and our relationship was always kind of like shitty. We had little like I could count in my childhood, maybe like on two hands, the good memories I've had of me and my sister getting along, where I'm like, oh wow, like that was a really sweet sister moment. But now that we're older, it's like a huge difference, because I feel like we've come to a point in our lives where it's like the people we used to depend on. And I feel like for my sister, because she didn't have her dad and stuff, she would depend on her friends and our cousins, and that was her support system. But then little by little, she saw how like none of those people ultimately had her back, you know? And the whole time I was just trying to be a person that had her back. And she would push me away because she didn't know what it was like to be like loved unconditionally. And now that she's older, I feel like she's like, my sister has gone through such like a huge transition in her life where it's like night and day. And I'm not saying I was a saint either. Like I feel like I've gone through a big life change, but like I see it more in her than anything, where it's like,
duh, bitch, after that story.
yeah. I still stand by it. I stand on business. I do it again. But like I've seen like such a huge like growth emotionally for my sister, where like now she's like starting to realize the people who are really in her corner, and she really like fights and like defends those people now, and like she's starting to understand what love is. And I think it has a lot to do with age, but also the relationship she's in, and also because we've gone through so many hardships separately, and like we've had to learn that we're the ones who have to have each other's back. So like even just recently, like we went through something like a little spiff with my mom, a little spat, whatever. And then my sister called me, and actually you were both there when it happened. I was out to eat with dinner with Gigi, and you were on FaceTime with Gigi and Daisy. It was her and Daisy, no?
I think it was just her.
It was just Stevona.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my sister had called me, and she's like, hey, this just happened with my mom. And I'm just like, damn. And then she said something that like fucked me up. She was like, Sylvia, like, I'm so sorry. I wish in another life, like, our lives are different. And, like, she's like, if you ever need anything, okay. She's like, if you ever need anything, like, I'll always be here for you. She's like, if ever you need, like, a mom, like, I'll be your mom. And that shit fucked me up. I was like, damn. And now we want to get, like, tattoos together and stuff. So I feel like it took a long time, but, like, I finally have the sister I always wanted, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. And you guys.
Yeah. I was going to say we were going to get matching tattoos too, but yeah, good one with your actual sister.
We need to get matching tattoos.
We'll get
tomorrow.
it before my sister.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, me and my sister do. Tomorrow. Dude, this is the second episode. I cry second episode in a row. Well, I cried earlier also, but that was from laughing.
After knowing you personally, I'm honestly surprised it's taking this long.
For me to cry,
Yeah.
I know. Oh, dude, I be on that cry
Yeah.
shit,
I
dude.
know.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna cry about my brother.
No, I definitely won't. But I love my brother.
I do
too
love my
also.
brother. My brother does amazing things for me. He puts my air conditioner in for me. Like, there's times where I'm like knocked the fuck out because I'm so tired in bed, and like I can hear him like saying like the dog, because like you know how my dog. She pisses everywhere because she's a senior, so we have to let her out like every few hours. And sometimes he'll like know when I'm asleep, and like it was like one time have you ever been so dead asleep that you cannot move your body? You're just like stuck in a coma, and like I can hear him calling my name, but I was so knocked out. And he's like, "She's asleep. The dog needs to go outside." And he like grabbed my dog and like put her outside and like let her use the restroom and then like put her inside for me. And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice of him to do that for me." But like he does do all like the manly things. Like, can you put this together? Can you put my air conditioner up? Can you do this? Can you put air in my tires? Like things like that. So I'm like, I do love him so much. I do love having a brother, though. I do love having a brother.
I wish me and my brother lived closer to each other, because after we both moved out, we both like he moved up north, I moved down south, and we've just like that's kind of where we stayed. Like he lives a little closer now. He lives like in the Bay Area, but prior to that, he was like living at like California Washington border. He lived in Idaho for a little bit, but like towards the leading up to us growing out, like he was really we're like in middle school. There was a phase where, you know, it was very like stereotypical brother sister, like don't talk to me if you see me at school, like I'm too cool for you. And then like somewhere that switched, and he was just like, hey, we're not doing anything Friday night, we're gonna have a game night at Tyler's, you want to go? You know?
Yeah.
And he would have just include me, and I would just hang out with my brother, but also like he was a brother, like he was looking out, and you know, he was sticking up for me, and it was like I was like, oh, this is. I feel like I took it for granted at the time. I look back and I was like, oh, he's like kind of a decent guy. And I feel like I've become friends with people that are his friends. And I think I have there's a lot of pride in knowing that like a lot of the people that I've met through my brother, like think of him with so much respect. They're like, oh yeah, like Marcos is such like a decent guy. Like he really helped me out with this. He's so funny. He genuinely is like, I'm out here doing stand up, and my brother like could work a room. Like he's so funny, and so that I have a lot of pride as like being his little sister. My only like complaint is that he doesn't live closer. Like even when I got my headlining set, I texted him and I was just like, hey, you don't have to come to this, it's kind of far, but on November 16th if you're free and you want to. He lives in Carmichael, which is like outskirts Sacramento.
Oh shit! But hopefully he can still make it if he knows in time.
So and he's always said that because he's never seen me perform, and he's always said like, you know, if there's ever something like, you know, I hope you don't think it's because I don't care, but I know I'm kind of far, so if there's ever one you really want me to, you know, like cash it in, I'm like, I'm cashing it in. This one.
Yeah.
But so I don't even know if he will go, but I mean, I know he also works a lot. He also we kind of went down different paths, like because I mean, we both went to college, but then I started I started getting jobs at like coffee shops and started doing stand up, and he started getting, you know, like supervising jobs. He gets paid a high salary. He got married. He has a wife and a house and a dog and a cat and, you know, and a backyard. And
it's a lot.
His life is a lot more traditional than mine, which is like, but also knowing how we grew up too. Like, I think we all kind of grew up pretty rough, and knowing that like, I don't know, you ever look at, I don't know how your siblings are, but I look at my brother and I'm like, hey, you know, for how we grew up, we turned out okay.
Yeah. My brother is he's definitely the most put together of the three of us. My brother and his wife have like really, really respectable, high paying jobs. They have like a big ass house in fucking Cerritos, and they have 3 kids and 2 dogs and a huge backyard and nice cars. Like I'm not saying I feel like they're what America considers like actual middle class. And I always think of myself as middle class, but we're like, no, we're poor. We're actually like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're actually just poor. Like they're just fine. Like they're financially stable. My sister is probably closer to my boat, but not maybe as much. She does have a good job. She's a like orthodontist dental assistant, and her boyfriend does like graphic design for like a big ass company, so they have like their nice little apartment, so like they have their own like little life, and I feel like, you know, I live in an ADU with my boyfriend in the back of his parents' house, but like we're like pursuing more creative careers in that sense. So it's like we all kind of went different routes, but it is nice because like, especially when you come from parents who struggled so much, where you think like, damn, like what are we gonna turn out like? I've always told my brother and my sister, like, remember how much we saw our mom struggle, like for everything we've fucking been through. Like at one point my brother was like actually homeless, like he had nowhere to live, and he signed up to go to the military because he had nowhere to live. And for him now to like be doing so much is like crazy. And also my brother was kind of the person who introduced me to comedy. Like when I was little, and like, even though I hated him and I didn't want to talk to him, he'd be like, come watch this with me. And we would watch George Lopez together and Gabriel Iglesias together and Dave Chappelle. So I learned about comedy through my brother.
Same. Yeah. We would watch the Whitest Kids You Know on Fuse, and we'd stay up Saturday night to watch Saturday Night Live, and he would show me all these clips of like, you know, oh, have you heard of George Carlin? Have you seen this from like Richard Pryor? He showed me all these like classic comics, you know, and also music too. Okay, I very heavily influenced of like, I had a huge like Avenged Sevenfold again, rock phase in like middle school. And it's just because it was shit my brother was listening to.
Yeah.
I watched Bobby's World with him. Yeah, I was like, yes. Every time he let me in to watch cartoons with him, like, yes. When I was little, I used to like sneak into his room and like go to sleep with him.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's actually really sweet.
Don't cry.
So, Stevona, this is a question for you. We were talking about this earlier. Do you know what birth order is?
Birth order, the order in which you were coming out the vagina, toe to head or head ass.
Head ass.
Exactly. Yes. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Gigi, do you want to explain what birth order is?
No.
Okay. So
I don't want to mess it up again.
Birth order is a theory of like basically
Rewind to collective consciousness.
Yeah, collective consciousness.
Let me confidently say the wrong thing.
Birth order is, I guess, like, I don't know if it's a theory, but it's like the order in which you were born. So if you're the firstborn, a middle child, or the lastborn.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, and how basically there's been so many studies done about how your birth order affects your trajectory of your life. So, you know, when people say like you have such older sibling syndrome.
Oh yeah, everybody tells me I have only child syndrome.
Only child syndrome or youngest child syndrome, and how like people say the oldest child tends to be the more dependable, more responsible, ends up choosing a more like feasible career path where they're like, they have clear steps on how to make shit happen, you know? The middle child tends to be pretty neglected. They have like a wild phase, but then eventually they move into like a career that is like cool, but they're more family oriented because they felt kind of left out from their own families because they were so forgotten. So then to them, what's most important is a family. And the youngest child, for the most part, is the most babied, the most given whatever they want. You know, at that point, parents are too old to like fight at that point. So they're just like, whatever you want. So then that's why like the youngest kid tends to be the most supported emotionally. So that's why they tend to be more not rebellious, but like rambunctious and creative, and they tend to go into more creative fields because we've been allowed so much more opportunity, like emotionally. For my birth order of me, my sister, my brother, not including my other sister, that's exactly true. Because my brother was the responsible one, got a real good high-paying job. My sister got a good job. She had a very rebellious middle part of her life, even though she's not like midlife or whatever. But now like her and her boyfriend are really like thinking about starting a family, and that's like their whole focus at this point. And I think that's something that's the most important to her, is like having a family and like feeling close to people, you know? And for me, it's very true that, like, I don't know if it's because I'm the youngest, but for me, it's because I was so neglected that now, like, attention from anyone is so important that I chose to go in a creative field where I could just talk my little heart out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very true because I mean, I'm pursuing a clearly creative and entertainment field type of career, you know?
Yeah. I'm the youngest, but I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like at the same time, I don't feel like I got that, like, oh, she's the youngest, she's the baby, let's over coddle her. I also had a lot of cousins that were younger than me. So I feel like, is in like a extended family sense. But like for my immediate family, I think it was kind of the opposite because my brother was the firstborn. So there's all this hype. There's all these baby pictures of him. He got to play all these sports as a kid. He got all this attention. And then like when you're looking through baby pictures, I'm just like, there's like none of me. And my mom's like, yeah, I mean, by the time he came around, we're just kind of like over it.
Oh, shit.
Or like we'll go to my grandma's house. Me and my cousin Christian like really connected over this because there's pictures of all of our other cousins. And all of our cousins, me and him are like the middle cousins. And there's like one picture of us each in the whole house, and then like even our little cousins noticed, and they're just like, wow, grandma and grandpa didn't like you that much, huh? And me and my cousin Christian are just like, we're like the middle kids of the family.
Yeah,
like the whole family is just kind of like, the oldest is like hype, and then there's more kids, and then once they're older and you have these younger kids, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like look at them, they're precious. And I've joked about that to my mom. I'm like, I think that's why I got into stand-up, because I was such a quiet kid too. Like my family was shocked when I got into performing and stand-up, and they're like, how'd you get into that? So like, because you guys never paid attention to me so much. I wanted someone too.
That's crazy that they only have one picture of you guys each. Doesn't it feel like they like had to scrounge up a picture just so you guys didn't feel fully left out?
Totally. And I feel like even then I'm like, I feel like that was like at the very least they could do.
Yeah.
But and then you know, my aunt will be like, well, it's because you don't ever give us any pictures of you. And I'm like, I promise you, none of these kids gave you photos of themselves.
Yeah, you guys took those pictures.
You took them, you got them printed, you got whatever, you got your hands on them, whatever.
Shit, you just reminded me I gotta print out some pictures of myself then and give it to my family. I'm trying to hear no excuses. I better be up on that fucking wall. Framed, bitch. Framed.
I had I don't know if this story is kind of dark, but my uncle last year.
Are you gonna want it on here? Because Josh is not gonna edit it out.
No, I mean it's not. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Trigger warning. It's kind of a dark topic.
Yeah,
but
we just said that. TW.
TW. I had an uncle who.
You had an uncle who
he overdosed, and I was there, and I had Narcan, and Narcaned him twice. He came back, and he was here for maybe like.
How old are you?
This was just like last year.
Okay.
So yeah, this was last year. This was last November. But so we went through that, and then he's here with us for maybe like another month, and he ends up passing away. And after he passed away, I was like going home visiting my family a lot, and he had lived in the back house, the front house that we lived at. So we were, you know, we saw him a lot. We were pretty close with him. He did struggle with the heroin addiction his whole life though. So it's not necessarily we were shocked. We were just like, it happened. It's here. And after he had left, I remember we were going through his room because he just lived in the back room behind us, just in case, you know, anything. We had the key. I think it was just like a curiosity me and my brother had. We're like, we're not going to take anything, but like, you know, we have like. We had been in his room so many times in our life. We're like, let's go through it. And we walk in, and he has pictures of everyone all over his room. His grandkids, my cousins, my dad and his siblings and his cousins when they're younger, like all over his wall. There's drawings that kids have made for him, and he just has it all over. And there wasn't any pictures of me in there.
this is almost sweet and emotional.
Wait.
So fucked up.
No. And I remember I marched out. I went to my dad. I was just like, I saved that man's fucking life, and he's at one photo of me. And then my dad was like, well, Mija, did you ever give him a photo of you?
Fucking
You gotta start
crazy.
taking more selfies, girl. She does it though.
Solution. She's a one solution type of gal.
She does it. It's her fault. That's why they use the same fucking picture of her at Chatterbox because she has no updates.
Blamed.
She
to be blamed.
No, she feels like she could talk about like this today because she took her headshots.
Also, I don't know. No, the photos used at shows and family having a photo of you in their house is kind of a different vibe.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're really related.
Yeah,
Check her Instagram. When's the last time she's posted?
Right, but in those
we're not really talking about that right now.
In those circumstances, it's not about a profile picture. It's about the picture people take of you when you're little.
Oh.
This bitch. She's like, well, bitch, why haven't you given them your headshots yet?
Hey, Theo, I know you're tweaking right now, but I took this photo. I'd love for you to have it.
You'll literally be like, oh, Mija, you're famous. You'll be like, look, my niece is famous. This is my niece. She's in Hollywood.
It's like her as a doctor, her as a
As a nurse.
Truly, I feel like looking back, and look, like, God rest his soul, he was so funny. He played so many pranks. Looking back, I feel like that would have been so funny if every time I saw him, I was just like a photo of me and like a doctor's. I'm just like, I'm being a doctor right now. Oh, Mia, that's so cool. And then come back, I'm wearing like a stewardess outfit. Hey, Theo, I'm being a flight attendant. He's like, oh, Mia, that's so cool. I could have got
like
him.
a secret box of pictures of you?
I mean, I'm sure there's something somewhere, but I was just
weird?
Me and my brother were just.
Was there pictures of your brother?
I don't know if I feel like I can't remember if there's a photo of my brother or not. Truly, I was self-centered. I was like looking because I didn't know he had all those pictures of everyone. So I was like scanning. I was just like, there's cousins from like distant cousins that barely see him, like family members I know he hasn't seen in years. Old photos of like his brother and everything. And then I was just like, he has everyone under the sun. And there's not one photo. I literally lived in the front house and he doesn't have any photos of me. That's insane.
There's like a picture of a can of Coke, and he's like, "This is my favorite soda."
Literally, dude, he had the weirdest shit in his room. I mean, like I said, he was a funny man, but he was a man of the dark stuff, and there's like it's just the most obscure shit. I feel like he probably did have like the old tin cans, like memorabilia, like little toys, little trinkets, and everything. And I'm like, this man doesn't have anything of me. That's crazy.
Yeah. Why is it always fun to go through dead people's rooms?
I know. I wasted my Narcan on this.
Yeah. I think that's why people love estate sales so much.
I mean, I used to work at a senior home. I would go into dead people's rooms like at least once a month. And a lot of the times the families would just like didn't want to deal with their stuff. So they'd be like, tell all the care staff, like, whatever you guys want, just fucking take it. I've gotten some cool shit.
That's how I got this MAC lipstick. Remember I told you? I said,
it was really from an old dead lady?
Well, my mom's boss's wife passed away, and it was just a bunch of makeup that she hadn't used. Nice. So I like found it, and I was like, ooh, and it wasn't used. It was like, and I was like, but it's out, and I've never seen that MAC lip, so I got to search it up, see if they still sell it, but I don't think so. But sometimes I was like, is this bitch gonna come haunt me for a fucking MAC lipstick right now?
To tie this all together, the birth order thing, fine. The fact that we're Latina, I think, also makes a big difference in our sibling relationships and like our lives and our existence around our families. How do you think like your Latina-ness affected the way you were treated like with your siblings? Do you think it affected you guys? I
think it affected me and my cousins. A lot of my cousins called me ghetto and stuff like that. And they grew up in Covina and Diamond Bar too, but mainly Covina. My cousins went to South Hills High School, so they thought they was like hot shit because that's kind of like an expensive school. And yeah, so I was more like, I had an accent too, speaking to them, which I didn't even think I had an accent, but when I would talk to them, I had an accent. And I remember like trying to be like them so much, I would try to wear like Billabong and Hollister, and I would get the Hollister, like the fake ones at like the swap meet, like the indoor swap meet and stuff like that, and I would wear it like they would, I was like hoping they wouldn't know that it's like fake and stuff like that, but I was really like the black sheep because we have a family picture that I took with all of the girls, and it's like all my cousins. I introduced you to some of them at Chatterbox. We took all of a picture at Christmas, and I was doing this, and then they captioned it, guess which one of us is from La Puente.
That's fucking crap. I'm a fucking beat your ass next time I see you. That's crazy. What the fuck?
I was showing it. I can find it if you want me to show
that's
you.
Cool. That's kawaii.
And like they're all in like their scarves and like their like ponytails, and I was like,
damn.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking piss on their Ugg boots next time I see him.
No, they're cool now. We're cool now. But that was different in that sense. And also because I grew up with a lot more. My cousins were from Diamond Bar. They had like Asians. They were with Asians all the time. And my other cousins were from South Hills. They were with more like whiter people, almost in a sense like that. Because I went to West Covina, and it was even like it was like there wasn't that many Mexicans as much as there are from the school that I actually graduated from. Damn, I said that word hard. Do I have like a condition or like a sickness or something?
Graduation.
Graduated.
It's called smoking weed actively during the podcast.
Straight up. Actually, yeah. Dude, I'm like seeing smoke and I keep thinking to myself, like, what is this?
Josh, you got ghosts in here.
That was a callback from Sylvia calling us back a long time ago.
Gigi, do you think like being Latina affected your
and then like I don't know if it's Latina or just like more gendered and then cultured, but you know, like my brother could go out and do stuff that I couldn't, or you know, when I got to an age where, you know, he was doing, you know, like going out or driving or anything like that. Like once I got to that age, I'm like, okay, well, you guys let him, and it's just like, well, it's different because he was a boy. So it's, I don't know if it's necessarily like because of our culture, but I also, so I grew up a lot in Bakersfield, but we lived in Lamont a lot. I just say Bakersfield because more people know where that is. But I had cousins. We grew up in Bakersfield, moved to Lamont. I had cousins that had lived in Lamont their whole lives. And I feel like people hear Bakersfield and they're like, oh, yeah, like that place is, you know, like Bakersfield is ghetto. That place is the trenches. That's the armpit of California. If you think Bakersfield is bad, y'all will never survive a day in Lamont because it's seen as lower class than Bakersfield. It's a little farm town. It's very dusty and Latino and poor, and I mean, I love it. My family's there, but in reality, that's kind of how the town is. And so my cousins that were from there, like even though we're coming from the trenches of Bakersfield, but we're going to Lamont, and all my little like cousins in Lamont are like, oh, hot shot, fancy pants coming from Bakersfield. like we're like the belle of the ball coming from like the east side, which isn't good either. But like they would call themselves Lamontsters.
Lamontsters.
So it's like, oh, you think you're hot shit, huh? You drove in from town? You drove in from Bakersfield? Like we're driving in from like a big fancy city. And I'm like, now I look back and I'm like, yeah, y'all were really in the trenches. But then we ended up moving there. Yeah. And then opposite, those cousins, they grew up there, ended up moving out. And so even then that was like even then they're in our faces about that, like we're getting out of this town, fuck you. We're moving to Bakersfield. So in a sense, I guess like kind of like, I don't think that was the right answer to your question.
No, I think it's all relevant. It's all relative because I mean the fact that you did grow up in such a Latino community, and it's crazy because it's also like I feel like we ask these questions because now we're in spaces where we're so ethnically diverse, like we see so many people, but like for us it's just like when it's your normal, you kind of don't see the difference until you start to get to know other people's backgrounds. And like something that I've been thinking about a lot lately is like when it comes to like white people specifically, like their cultures are so different, like with the relationships to their family. Like I've had a joke that I've said before where it's just like, I've never met a white person's cousin. I'm like, I don't think they have those. And like, clearly they do. Obviously they do. But I don't feel like they have the relationship that we have with our cousins, where our cousins are like, that's my fucking sister. That's my sister. Like, and we have 18 or 20 of them, you know, like, and it's this closeness and this relationship that I feel like maybe we don't know enough about the other cultures to say that they wouldn't understand, but because we live in this reality, I'm like, no, like this is such a meaningful part of our culture. Like being Latina is like our relationships with our siblings, our relationships with our cousins and all this other stuff, you know? And it's funny, Stevona, when you said that your cousins considered you the ghetto one. I used to live in Torrance during the week, and then I'd go to like Southgate and Huntington Park during the weekend with my mom and my sister, my brother. And like when I would come from Torrance to Southgate or Huntington Park, all my cousins would be like, yeah, that's like you're a fucking white bitch because you're from fucking Torrance. But like, you know, I'm like in the ghetto part of Torrance. Yeah. Like my high school was like maybe like 5% white at most. You know, I was probably with more ethnicities than they were, because Huntington Park is like 113% Latino. You know, I'm like, I see more diversity than you do, but okay. But they would always think that because I didn't speak, because they were in Southgate, they grew up, you know, partying, they were kind of wild. So they talked a little ghetto, you know, they still talk with a bit of an accent and all that stuff. And they always blamed it on the fact that I lived in Torrance, that I wasn't like them. But I'm like, you guys don't get it. I didn't have friends. Nobody talked to me. I couldn't communicate in the vernacular that the rest of my community communicated in, because nobody talked to me. So yeah, I read books and watched Disney Channel, and that's why I talk like a white bitch, and people assume I'm a white bitch. Yeah. It's because I didn't have that fucking relationship. I'm like, but I speak Spanish more than anybody else in my family, so you can't say that it's because I'm like not as Latino as you, because being ghetto doesn't relate to being Latino at all. And it's not even that being ghetto is a bad thing. You're just a product of your environment, but you chose to hang around certain groups of people, and that's why you act a certain way. And that doesn't mean you're less than anybody else, but to put other people down because you're like, you don't understand their background either is kind of wild, you know? But I think that's all relative.
Yeah. I also like, across the street from me was one of my first best friends, Deborah, which I still talk to her till this day.
Oh, so she's number one, or what?
Oh my god, what is she?
Yeah, she's in the top 5 or what?
I went to kindergarten with her.
WatchMojo.
So across the street, her parents came here. I don't think her parents were born here. They spoke Spanish. Her grandma lived with them. She spoke Spanish. She had her aunts and her uncles living in there, spoke Spanish. So they were like real Mexican vibes. So when I would go over there, like they would tell me that the grandma said I could only speak Spanish because if I speak English, her head will hurt. So I was like, either I would shut the fuck up or I would just like try and I would learn. So that's why I kind of know enough. I think I have like a good foundation, but they would take me everywhere with him. I would go everywhere with him, and they would always tell me one time they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the beach. Like we're gonna go to the beach. Do you want to go with us to the beach?" So I would like ask my parents, "Oh, like they said they're gonna take me to the beach. Can I go to the beach?" And then they said, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh fuck yeah! Like we're gonna go to the beach. You know, we're gonna be swimming." And we put up to Santa Fe Dam. I was like, this is not the fucking beach. Like, there's no waves. Like, this shit is brown.
There's hot Cheeto bags that are empty in the water.
I was like, I'm not swimming in that, dude. Like, I'm not swimming in that. We were building sandcastles, but yeah, that was like funny because I was like, oh, they're different Mexican. Like, I know I'm Mexican, but they're different Mexican. Like, this is the beach to them.
Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like my mom's side of the family was the they're definitely more Americanized Mexican for sure. But my dad's side of the family was like, they're coming from the rancheros in Mexico, and they're putting tarps in their trucks and filling it up to a pool, and we're drinking out the hose, and they're bringing it's a different vibe.
Yeah. My grandma used to fill up like these blue trash cans that nobody used, but we had them for recycling. She would put the big blue trash bags and then fill it up with water during the summer, and we always had our own personal little pool inside the trash can. It was cute. But also my grandma was wild. She would wash our dogs because all of our dogs had fleas. She'd put water in a bucket with ammonia and grab the dogs by their forelegs and dip them like this, and then pull them out and then fucking unflea them and make us do that like once a month to deflea them. And like 2 of our dogs went blind.
I feel like there's gotta be a better way. That's crazy.
Well, my grandma's from literally like a fucking rancho in Mexico. She's illiterate, never learned how to read or write, never learned how to speak English. Her mentality was like, I'm taking care of these dogs. I feed them every day and I pet them. Sometimes I'm nice to them. So these dogs are happy and they're good. And I'm taking their fleas off. I'm being a good pet owner to them. That's why for me it was so weird that people loved their dogs so much. Like when I found out people had dogs inside, like as I got older, I was like, what the fuck? Dogs are outside. And now Sachi's literally my son.
Yeah.
And I would fucking die if I found out anything was wrong with him. What were you gonna say? Say what the fuck you were gonna say.
Dog and me. Because you said, no, then I found out dogs are inside. That's what I like to have.
But yeah,
Dog
like,
inside you.
that's so stupid. But yeah, for me, it was like a wild thing that people cared so much about their pets.
Yeah. When I had a dog and then I left for college and I knew my parents weren't like going to want to take care of it, but I had the fuck, I'm stuttering. I had the uncle in the back, you know? So we're like, I mean, he doesn't work. I mean, he's tweaking a lot, but maybe he'll watch your dog. And he did, like, he kept that dog alive for years after I left. And my mom would send me pictures of, like, my uncle. He's, like, riding his bike down the street, and my dog is, like, running after him and everything.
Oh, I thought he was going to be in the basket.
No. I'm like, put a leash on her. And then, because she would run away a lot, too. And so I'm like, but he would just, like, I don't know, I think they built a trust, you know, that like fucking dog to dog trust. Dude, no one loves an animal down badder than like a drug addict.
Oh, real, dude.
That dog to dog connection. And then I would even ask, like, how is she is she obedient now? Is he trained her? And then my dad's just like, oh my God, no, it took him like 2 days to find her after I took that video. but she's happy.
Dude, my uncle has a dog named Blue. And that dog is attached to him. Like, if you try to mess with my uncle, he'd be, like, trying to, like, growl and bark at you. That dog has, like, crazy separation issues. Like, sometimes I'll have to watch him, like, so my uncle can go do something because they don't allow pets. Because my uncle keeps him in, like, a bag. Like, he goes in my uncle's bag and, like, walks around with him everywhere. So sometimes I have to watch him. And, like, if he leaves, the dog is, like, crying, like, crying. He brought Blue inside Chatterbox when I headlined. Just like in his thing, in his purse, like just whatever.
Oh. Well, I know Stevona is a dog person, and that's okay. No, I know you love animals, you love pets. Slinky's your baby girl, and the trouble everyone's gone through for this fucking dog is wild.
Don't remind me, dude. When my friend posted like, "Oh, it's been a year anniversary since we found Slinky or since we lost Slinky," I'm like, dude, don't. And you want to know what's crazy is that, okay, for those of you that didn't know, last year my dog went missing randomly. My Ring camera didn't catch anything. No holes in my yard. No path. No small spaces that she can squeeze through. But somehow my dog randomly got out, and we live on a cul-de-sac. And for 2 weeks she was gone, and like the community was really fucking helping me out. Like, that was one day when I was like, wow, like, people really coming through. Like, this is crazy. Like, everybody kept posting my dog for 2 weeks. And then finally I found her. And then when we got her, I was like so excited. And then like we left her in the backyard so that she could like eat. And then my mom was like, oh my gosh, the fucking back gate is open. And I'm like, no way. She's like, yes. And then she's like, where's the dog? And then she's like, I can't find the fucking dog. And it was like literally the day after we got her. And I'm like, I'm not posting her. Like, she's just gonna have to say lost. Like they're gonna fuck me up for this. She was in our garage, thank God, because I was like, oh my God. I was gonna be like, Mom, we gotta fucking let her. Like, there's no way I'm gonna let them fucking know I lost her again.
That's so funny. I love Slinky just sitting in the garage like, hey, gotcha, bitch. That's so fucking funny. That's hilarious.
And yeah, and like every time I post videos of her sleeping, people always have to say something. Like, I posted a video of her sleeping and some girl with, like, I don't even like see her in person or talk to her in person, but I talked to her on the internet. She's like, I can't believe this little bitch had the community all scared, and look at her now, sleeping peacefully. Like, cause she be knocked the fuck out, dude. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to know like what she did for those 2 weeks, because she was gone during the summertime. So there was a big ass heat wave last year. It was crazy hot last year, and she was gone during 4th of July also.
Oh shit, that must have been scary.
So I have no idea, like, and there's coyotes around there too. So I have no idea, like, where she was going or what she was doing. But I still, like, when I die and go to heaven, I have, like, a few questions I want to
Those
ask
are
God.
two separate events. I don't know if they're gonna happen simultaneously.
Yes, they are. When I go to heaven and when I talk to God, I'm gonna be like, okay, you got to show me all this shit that I've been wondering about.
Show me the POV footage
Yeah.
when Slinky got out.
Like, yeah, I need to know. Yeah, show me what happened to her. I need to know everything. Like, there's just
Unwavering faith is so beautiful on you. Gigi,
Yes.
the fact that you said that you had a dog and I never knew about this.
because she gave it away.
Well, not just that, but like you've never seemed like a dog person.
I also, well, now I also...
She has her roommates.
I live in apartments too, so it just never... It's not that I don't like dogs. It's just
They smell too.
I never really felt like I had the capacity to... It's like they're a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah, they are a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I
Yeah.
have my mom there most of the time, or like I'm lucky that I have my nieces or my brother or like my sister-in-law, because I can be gone for like a week or something and not have to worry about it. Like I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I never realized that if I didn't have people to, if I moved out and I'm not like, I would have to pay somebody to.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I'm watching my neighbor's dog and she's paying me $100 a day.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, I love dogs. And like when I visit my brother and he has his dog, or even when I know whenever you guys come over, I'm like mindful of like, oh, like my roommate's dogs. I know they bark a lot. I'll put them in a room or something. But like,
They're cute though.
I love those little fuckers,
cute,
you know?
yeah.
I love animals, but they are just a lot of responsibility. I don't want like, and I would like to get a dog at some point, but also, you know, it's like I would also like to have maybe like a backyard or bigger space or not have them live in an apartment, especially because I personally like bigger dogs too. Little dogs are cute, but like the dogs I had back home were pretty big.
But you seem more like a cat person to me.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, you said you were cat sitting your friend's cats.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I
You
really
do
like
give
cats. And you give cat person.
Cats are low maintenance too.
Cats are chill.
I feel like it's
You can leave a
because-
cat alone for a few days as long
Yeah.
as they like have. I've seen people with food and water, like that it feeds them food and water
Yeah.
for like a few days. So you can be gone for a fucking trip and they're okay.
Yeah.
It's not like a dog will get like lonely.
That's why I have a tortoise. That is
That's
like the
true.
ultimate chillest. I have a little guy, Herbert, but
Yeah, literally
he-
fucking dies for a few months and then comes back to life.
I'm like, this dude gets me. I'm like, this is...
That happened to my hermit crab one time.
He died? Or he hibernated?
One of my ex-boyfriend's mom got me a hermit crab, and then he was like looking at it, and he was like, "He's dead," and I was like, "What?" And I was like crying, and I was like, "He's fucking dead! Like, what did I do? How did I kill him? Whatever." And then like the next day, I was gonna throw him out, or I don't even know what happened. Honestly, I didn't wait the next day. I was like, didn't do it for a while. I was just and then he started moving again. And I'm like, he's alive.
The first
He's
time...
back.
I didn't know they did that. It's called brumating. But when it first happened, genuinely, I'd only had him for like a couple months, and I was just like, well, this couldn't have been me. Maybe he had some pre-existing conditions. I don't know. But then, you know, some research, and like they hibernate, and so from like November to March, he's asleep, and that's when Mama goes out to play.
Oh, he doesn't eat then?
No, I'll put some food out. So that's the thing, is like he's not fully asleep. Every couple days he'll move around a little bit, but he'll maybe like munch a little bit, but for the most part he's just like pretty still.
I really want a bearded dragon.
Ooh, I could see you with that.
I just
Daisy
don't
has
want
a
to
bearded
clean.
dragon.
She does?
Yeah, dude, I was at her house yesterday and I saw a huge fucking fish tank and I was like, what is that? She's like, I have a bearded dragon. I'm cool, Sylvia. And I was like, oh shit, my bad.
I want a bearded dragon so bad, but I don't want to clean and I don't want to pick shit up. I'm so tired
And
of
feed it
picking shit
crickets.
up. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'll cry.
I used to feed him live worms, and now I get them freeze dried. But I used to feed them live, and I felt like God, but not in a good way, because I would just kind of dangle them
Felt
in,
like
and
evil
he'd be
God?
like,
Yeah.
and then they just like crunch, and you see them like wiggling as they're moving down.
Yeah, and you're envisioning them as your enemies.
And it was yes,
You're like squirm.
and it was
die.
kind of like I hated it, but at the same time there was this little bit of like, ooh.
I can't
love
watch
it.
that. That's some shit that this bitch watches. She watches gross shit.
Have you guys ever seen the videos of the sugar glider squirrels where they feed them? It's like these like, I don't know what they're called. It's like
I don't watch any movies. I don't watch anything where animals or bugs are dying. I don't watch that. It's an instant skip for me.
It's like a worm, but I don't know if it's like a silkworm or like a almost like a maggot. But when they rip open the top part of it and it's like squirming around, the inside is just like gooey, whitish, yellowish, like big thing. It almost looks like it's like a cheese pull of like mozzarella stick coming out of this worm. And the sugar squirrel just looks so happy to be there. And I had like a weird thought where I was like, high key, that looks kind of good. It looks like a massive cheese pull. And I was like, maybe I'm just a freak. I went to the comments. Every comment was like, that shit looks fucking bomb. Like, that looks fire. That looks like fucking cheese. And I was like, there's fat bitches in this comment section. Let's fucking go.
Oh, like Lion King, they make the bugs look good when they started. I'm like, maybe I should. Maybe I should eat a roly poly.
Would you ever eat a like, you know, in Mexico they have chapulines and chocolate covered crickets and shit?
have.
You have?
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
No.
Like
It's not
nuts. I've heard
One
it's
time
like
an ant
nuts.
crawled in my mouth and it was burning.
Oh, okay. Again,
An ant crawled in my mouth. My tongue was on fire one time.
like
and
you're so close yet so far at the same time. How long have we been going?
I'm worrying about it.
Huh?
I'm worrying about it. You guys should start winding down.
Okay.
All right.
That's,
We're basically done.
okay.
It's funny how we moved on from siblings to like
Bugs.
Bugs.
You know what my brother reminds
Fucking
me of? Yes. Dude. Well, we used to bring it back around to my uncle again. He did heroin his whole life, and we would always joke. And honestly, for the most part, he looked pretty good too. So we'd always be like, "This dude's a cockroach."
they never die.
He's been pumping himself. I mean, up until he did actually, then we stopped saying it. But I mean, he got up to his 60s. So to be doing it that consistently, we're just like, this dude is gonna outlive all of us.
That's pretty okay. If you guys could have any animal, maybe we can end on this. If you could have any animal as a pet, any size, and you could keep it in a perfect condition so that you're not like making it suffer, you know, like whatever. What animal would you want and what size would you want it to be? Like it's regular size, would you want it to be like what? Go for it.
I really want a monkey.
Yeah?
But dude, they be fighting with you. I don't know, because they're low key. I don't want no animal that's gonna like fucking hit me. They be like throwing shit at you and like smacking you in the face. I follow
your nose off,
Breaking
Yeah.
your fingers.
limb off.
Well,
Yeah,
those are like
they eat
chimps.
your
You can get the
face.
mini ones. The mini ones are
yeah,
really
the mini
cute.
ones are so cute.
I put like diapers on them and they're
I
really
follow
sweet.
this.
Yeah.
I follow this fashion designer. And he got like a pet monkey. I forgot what the fuck the pet monkey's name was, but he had like a pole. It was like a broomstick, and he was holding the broomstick, and then the monkey was like twirling on it. And he was like, "Woo, get him! Yeah, yeah!" Because he was like, "I gotta show it to you when it's funny as fuck." But I would either get that or like a tiger. I really want a tiger, but I don't want it to maul me. But I want a tiger. I want to be like Michael Jackson.
What size would you want it? A regular tiger
Context
size?
is
Regular
important.
tiger size. Yeah, I want to be like Princess Jasmine. I'll just hang out with my tiger and show my belly button all day.
You would be a great Michael Jackson for Halloween.
Why?
He has that like similar build.
What the fuck do you mean similar
Like you're
build?
small, and when small,
He don't have ass like this.
Not anymore.
You don't have anything like that. Gigi?
I mean, I know y'all clock me as a cat person, but I've always wanted a German Shepherd.
Really?
Yeah, the dog I had growing up was like a Shepherd mix. So she was like part German Shepherd, so she had features, but she was mixed with something else, so she was kind of small. But I don't know. I loved like that's the thing. I know I live in such a compact like apartment lifestyle, but I love a big fluffy dog. I would love a big dog, and also a snake. Like a if I knew it wasn't gonna like wrap around me and kill me, I think snakes are cool.
I know that people are like, oh, it's just a little garden snake. I'm like, does it have fangs? All snakes have fangs. Then I don't fucking want one.
I love snakes.
I don't want to touch it. If it has fangs and it can fucking bite me, that terrifies me. That's so scary.
dogs have fangs and can bite you.
Any animal,
Okay, but they're
can
not
bite you.
sharp and they don't. Okay, but not mine.
The boy, remember when I was telling you guys how I used to wear Airwalk to school and they would call me Airwhack?
Yeah.
Well, when we were in kindergarten, they brought like chameleons and reptiles to our school, and they had like this big ass huge like snake, and then they were like bringing it around to see who wants to hold it, and then me and that guy were like sitting next to each other, and then they brought it, and then he was like super scared, so then I was like, I want to hold it, and then they put it on me, and he was screaming and crying, and he went to the teacher.
That's so funny.
Whack.
They would bring reptiles. Our school, they would bring mice.
Ew.
Mice and rats. Like, it was like a trend, like, for a while where people would bring little mice to school in, like, their backpacks. So I was, like, begging my dad to get me a mouse. And then he got me the meanest fucking mouse I've ever had in my life.
Hamsters are mean.
It wasn't a hamster. It was a white, like, a red-eyed mouse.
Ugh, my cousins had mice too.
It was a thing, dude, for a while. Like, in the
Yeah,
early
my
2000s,
cousins
it
had
was a
that.
thing.
Ew.
Yeah, at weirdo school. What the hell?
Oh, they did go to Diamond Bar.
people that would bring mice in their pockets and backpack.
Yeah, like it was like a fucking thing for a while in middle school, and like
Bakersfield would
I don't-
never.
I'm like,
Yeah.
No.
I went
Mice
to
and
school,
rats.
I went to school in a weird place. There was like rat kids,
yeah,
but not like
lot
a
of
popular thing, not like a trend.
dude. It was almost like Tamagotchis for a while. Like everyone had one. Like it was just like.
Just got everyone has rats on
Yeah,
them.
dude, it was like it
Ew.
was kind of sick for a bit, and like some of them were really cute, and like they'd let you, like if you had a like a cool
People
friend,
would bring their snake.
and they have a mice or a mouse, they'd be
Oh,
like,
you got a dip?
"Hey, do you want to borrow my mouse for like second period?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, your mouse is so nice," and then you'd borrow their
Like
fucking mouse and
therapy?
give it back. Yeah,
So when you're getting stressed out in class, you'd be like,
I squeeze it, and like no.
Sounds like a problem, bro.
Okay, if I could have any animal, any size,
I want a Bengal.
a tiger.
No.
With cream cheese.
No, a Bengal. A Bengal. A cat,
brick.
like the cat.
A Bengal cat. Oh, okay. I would want an elephant, and I would want it to be like a baby elephant size, which is like a big dog size, but I would want it to stay that size forever. And I would just want to like hug it and like sleep with it all the time.
She only wants to elevate because she's obsessed with dementia.
What?
Because you're obsessed with dementia.
Well, that's a part of it, but I also do just love elephants. I think
Oh, and they have
elephants are,
good
like,
memory.
Well, they're
why they're
the animal that
represent.
represents dementia.
Oh.
Like, it's like the thing.
It's ironic because elephants never forget.
Yeah.
They also represent the Republican Party.
I get a non-political, bipartisan fucking baby elephant.
They're so
they also-
in
they
the
also-
movie Jungle Book when they're like, pick it up. 2, 3, 4. When they're like all hanging
They're
together.
so
the
cute
little
in that
baby one.
animated movie.
They are.
When you
or
said-
a baby cow, or those Highland cows.
And while we're on the note of animals, can we all collectively say fuck SeaWorld? Fuck SeaWorld.
Fuck SeaWorld.
And if you go to SeaWorld, you're a fucking loser. You're a
Yeah.
loser. And that's all I'm going to say. I was going to say more, but no. We're brand friendly.
we're brand friendly. We
You're
fucking
brand
said
friendly,
cock
but
and
fuck
Gaylord.
SeaWorld.
Yes, yeah. And if anybody asks, I say that's my stance. Fuck SeaWorld. We all say that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for spending the night. Don't forget to follow us on all streaming platforms at Dumbtired. But for now,
Brush your teeth, wash your face.
do your skincare.
And don't forget to flick the bean, girl.
Good night. Love you.
Bye.